Why do we travel? Is it to see new things? Or to try new things? Is it to go back centuries? Or to be in the moment? Is it to take pictures? Or to take action? We travel to see the works of sculptors and painters and to imitate their techniques. We travel to meet bakers and chefs and to saute in their kitchens. We travel to meet farmers, vintners, and brewers and to taste their divine secrets. We go out into the world to forge new paths and to discover old ones. We follow sweet aromas, alluring fragrances, and complex bouquets. We pedal and paddle, jog and climb, dabble and dance, and even march to the beat of our own drum. We journey to examine and explore, to listen and learn, and to engage and enjoy, with hands-on and hands-off. We travel to walk in the footsteps of all who have come before us, warriors and soldiers, emperors and kings, sailors and sirens, architects and builders, none of whom, by the way, were ever bystanders. So when we travel, why should we be? Engage, interact, indulge, only on Active Discovery Cruises, exclusively from Avalon Waterways.
Good evening and welcome to Travel Talk with Lorie, and we have a very special guest tonight who we're going to be talking about healthy traveling. So Miss Jean, I'm going to let you introduce, tell us all about all the wonderful things you do to help us all stay healthy. And thin.
Okay, my name is Jean White. I am a certified health coach. I practiced as a family nurse practitioner for most of my life, and when I retired, I was looking for something to do. I didn't want to just hang up and not do anything for so I got to watch TV the rest of my life. So I decided that health coaching would be a good way to use my knowledge and my experience and my skills in order to continue to help people to be healthy, which is what I did as a nurse practitioner. So so now I'm a certified health coach and I'm a certified clinical weight loss practitioner. So that's basically what I do is to help people be healthy. I specialize in weight management and in blood pressure control through diet and lifestyle changes, and in blood sugar, keeping your blood sugar at a healthy level to prevent diabetes or to manage it once you have it.
And there's a few other things you do too, like during hurricane season.
Oh yeah, that's I volunteer to do that. Yeah, I'm a volunteer with the North Carolina Southern Baptist Convention. And we have a disaster relief team. I'm on that team, so whenever there's a disaster, a hurricane or something, I get deployed to go and do that. And I do the medical part as well as the administrative part of that. So I'm in the office. Once I make an office, when I get there, there's not one there, to create an office and get it set up. Then people come in when they get injured or sick, they come in to see me, and then I do the administrative stuff to facilitate them being there and getting, if nobody's there, to make sure you get food and you get water and you get toilets and all that kind of stuff in a disaster. Yeah.
Somebody has to
somebody has to go down there and get that all set up.
Yes, they do. They definitely
do that. But the good thing about being a health coach is that most of what I do by phone or by computer. So, and we do have a telecommunications trailer that comes to the disaster relief site, so we always have internet. So I can still stay in touch. I can still be with all of my clients. I don't have to stop doing it while I'm there. And I'm still available to them when I'm there.
So now, do people call you up and say, like, it's 8 o'clock and I'm fixing to eat this whole pack of cookies, and do you talk them down?
They can.
Is that something you do?
They can. I try to equip them so they don't have to do that. I try to equip them so they know what to do when that happens, and they can talk themselves down.
Okay.
But if they're trying to talk themselves down and they're not being successful, and they're just, I'm going to eat these cookies, I have to do something, they can call me.
They can call you. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
All right, so we're going to be talking about healthy traveling. So what are some of the things when we're traveling? We pretty much all know, you need to eat the healthier things like salads. You need to look at the other things you're eating and stay away from what they call desserts. But what are some of the things you recommend when people are traveling and
Well-
they're coming to you?
Well, first, there's two things before we start talking about the food itself. Number one is you're on vacation. Okay, I'm not going to tell you don't eat dessert, don't eat the things you love, because that's part of being on vacation.
Exactly.
And you're not going to obey those rules anyways,
anyway.
right? So why even do that? So let's talk about. We want you to have fun. We want you to try new things, and if that means trying desserts you don't usually have at home. Let's make that feasible. Let's not overdo it, but let's not feel guilty about it. Let's have fun. Let's try things. So let's get that out of the way. We're not going to tell you not to do any of those things.
Okay.
And number two is that I'm a big believer that if you're doing something because somebody told you to do it or told you not to do it, you can't maintain that for very long. It has to be something you want to do. And you're only going to want to do it if you know why you're doing it. So let's talk about, for just a couple minutes, why do we want to eat healthy on? Why not just go make that part of your vacation? Why not just eat everything in sight and eat all the desserts that you want and all the rolls that you want and all the sauces and creams and everything? Why do you want to do that? Well, number one, because it will really weaken your immune system. If you're eating a lot of sugar and salt and things like that, it totally weakens your immune system. And you're on a ship with how many people? I mean, a ton of people, right? And when you got a ton of people all in close quarters like that, there's all kinds of bacteria and viruses roaming around. And if your immune system is weak, you're going to get sick. And who wants to be sick on vacation?
Well, they don't. Or even if you're like in an all-inclusive where you're traveling to Europe and you're doing a tour,
Yeah.
you're still going to have people. You're right. There's still going to be people around you.
On the bus?
You're still in the motor coach. Yes.
Everything, yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Even if you're not doing a cruise, if you're doing a group tour of some kind, you're going to be around a lot of people. And so, number one, you want to keep your immune system high. So if you're eating healthy and not getting the inflammation setting in, and your immune system's going to stay strong, you're less likely to get sick. Number two, the things you most likely eat more of than you normally would at home would be sugar and salt. Because that's where we get all the things, the fun stuff, the pizza and the desserts and the
pasta.
and the pastas, all that kind of stuff, and the rolls and the hot rolls that smell so good and taste so good, right? So those things, your body takes them in, and your blood sugar goes up because they're metabolized very quickly and go into your bloodstream very quickly. But once they go up, then what happens? Your body makes insulin to get all that blood sugar out of your bloodstream and into the cells. And so the blood sugar goes down, and then you crash. So you have no energy, and you're feeling sluggish. You're not thinking clearly, because your blood sugar's too low.
So now you're going to have something else you shouldn't have,
Yeah,
right?
so then you think, I need sugar.
ice cream or cake.
And you go looking for sugar to get your blood sugar back up again, and it goes up again, but then it crashes again. Yeah. So what you want to do is to keep your blood sugar level. Your blood sugar and your insulin level. So when your blood sugar goes up, your insulin comes in, and your blood sugar goes down, and you're eating something else. So you want to eat, but you don't want to eat sugar all the time and carbohydrates that are easily digested. Complex carbohydrates are better. That take longer to digest. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, who wants to go on vacation and come home 10 pounds heavier?
Oh, no, I know.
I mean, your clothes don't fit good. You try to get off the ship, with your clothes too tight. You're uncomfortable, right?
Exactly, exactly.
So if you can eat in a way that you don't gain all that weight while you're on vacation, that's a good reason to not do that.
So what about exercise? Is exercise a really good thing to be doing while you're on vacation?
Exercise is always a good thing, but it's not a way to lose weight. You have to exercise a whole lot to lose weight. I mean, there's like 3,500 calories in a pound, and you would have to run for 2 hours to get off that many calories. I mean, you're just not going to get enough exercise to do that. You exercise to stay healthy, to increase your cardiovascular capacity, to help you breathe easier, to keep your bones and joints, moving and strong. There's a lot, and also for your attitude, to prevent depression and things like that. So yes, you do need to exercise. I don't like to call it exercise because people say, I don't want to exercise, I'm on vacation, I don't need to exercise. I call it movement. So let's move.
Well, I mean, like, I always try to take more stairs.
Exactly.
Take more stairs instead of the elevator, okay? We always try to make sure we walk. When we're on a cruise ship, we try to make sure we walk a lot.
Yeah.
Instead of just, like lounging around. I'm not one of those lounging in the chair by the sun, by the pool people. I've got to be moving.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to do. We try to walk as much as possible.
Exactly.
Take the stairs.
Take the stairs as much as possible.
Yeah. But I will have to confess, I am kind of addicted to that strawberry frozen yogurt. That kind of gets me every day. And the pasta, okay? Because like I can stay away from pasta at home. When you're on vacation, it's like, we're on vacation, let's have pasta.
Well, it's easy on a cruise ship, especially when you've got 24/7 food available to you, and you've paid for it already, to get up to 6,000 calories a day. That's like 2 pounds a day.
Yeah.
And on a 5-day cruise, that's 10 pounds. And that's that's just crazy. You don't want to ruin your vacation by gaining 10 pounds while you're on vacation.
No, because then you come home, your clothes won't fit.
Well, they don't fit when you leave the ship either.
Well, that's right. I mean, they don't. They don't fit when you get off the ship. Yeah.
And you don't feel good because you get bloated, and your feet start swelling, and your fingers start swelling, and who wants to feel like that when you're on vacation? You want to feel good when you're on vacation.
And that's true. And
you want to look good because you've got pictures being made. You don't want your face to be all bloated up.
The last time we were on the cruise, we noticed we weren't eating as much as we had eaten before. But it was like, you're not eating as much, and I'm not either. I'm like, no. So we did notice that we did not eat as much as we had normally eaten. But it is easy to think, every 3 hours you need to eat.
Right. Well, and that's a good guideline. Every 3 hours is good, but you don't have to eat 600 calories every 3 hours. You can pick one meal to have larger number of calories, but then keep the rest of it to like 200 calories or so. And you can eat quite a bit with 200 calories if you eat low-calorie things. And what that does is to keep your blood sugar level even. So it's every 3 hours you're going to get more sugar, and your insulin doesn't have to go up in order to bring that sugar down again, because it's not going to. You're eating the right kinds of calories that don't increase your blood sugar sky high, so it's going to crash on you. So, and that's what you need. Every 3 hours is a good guideline. And if you wait too long, then you're starving, and you're going to eat everything in sight because you're too hungry. And your blood sugar gets low. When your blood sugar gets low, you want to eat more. So you want every 2 to 3 hours is a good guideline for eating.
Well, that's good, because I seem to do that on a cruise ship or any type of travel. For some reason, when you're on vacation, you think about food.
You do. It's part of the travel experience. I don't like to go to chain restaurants when I travel. I like to find a local restaurant.
Yes.
Always choose a local restaurant over a chain restaurant, because I know what's in a chain restaurant, but I can get that at home.
Right.
So I want something that's local. I want to get something that I can't get at home.
When we went up to Massachusetts, we were actually worse on that. And it was just, we went up, and we did Boston, we did Salem. I think we were worse food-wise up there than we were
such
on
good
the cruise
food
ship.
in New England?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of seafood. We did eat a lot of seafood, but then there are other things, gelato and things you have to try. The bread. It's nothing like the bread up north, okay? I'm going to tell you that now, nothing like it. So, there were things,
Right.
And I could tell more of a difference when we were up north for that week than we were on the cruise ship for that week. I could tell a difference.
Yeah.
And I think we ate better on the cruise ship than we did when we were in New England.
Well, you may not have been prepared for that. When you went to New England, you weren't thinking about. I'm not going to be on a cruise ship, so I don't have to worry about all that food being available.
Right. Yeah. And we thought about seafood. We did eat a lot of seafood, which is good for you. But then the clam chowder is not actually, the better choice probably in seafood, and then of course there are other things. I mean, like I said, the bread, the gelato, those kind of things that you eat.
Right.
Let's just have a little bit now, because we've been on that diet for months. So I could tell a bigger difference when we were there than we were on the cruise ship. Because we did, and we didn't. I didn't think about it going to New England that we were going to have to watch a lot of the.
Right. Yeah, you have to be prepared for it.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Think about where you're going. It's part of planning for your vacation is, what am I going to eat on this vacation? What's going to be available to me? How am I going to make good choices? If you're going to a place where you can look up online, not on a cruise ship, because you really don't know what's going to be on the cruise ship. But if you're going to a restaurant and you can find it online, you can see what they've got and make your choices ahead of time.
Well, a lot of the cruise lines have their menus available for the restaurants online. A lot of those you can access.
So then you can, yeah.
And especially now with having to use, so much technology instead of paper menus, a lot of those are more readily available, so you can see. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good part of your preparation for your trip, is to look and see what you're going to eat and make those plans ahead of time.
Yeah, because every night before me and Bill went to the dining room, we could pull up the menu and see what we were going to eat. And I already had made my mind up. Yeah, I already knew.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, so yes, you can do that on a cruise ship now.
Oh, good.
Pretty much get what you're going to have.
Yeah.
Now on a river cruise, which we're doing in March, I'm not sure how that works with menus.
Yeah.
Because I've never done one of those, but that'll be an experience to know when we go to Tulip Time in Amsterdam.
I've only been on one cruise, and I tell you what, I don't even know where I went, because it was the only cruise I've ever been on. And I was so overwhelmed by the ship that where I went, the port paled in comparison
to the
ship. Yeah. All I remember is the ship, because it's just so awe-inspiring, you know, it's so big, and so, yeah, it's just, all the sights and sounds on the ship are just so, that's what I remember. I don't even remember where we went.
Well, and the ship is like the best destination can be.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
So many things to do and see on the
Yes.
ship. You don't even have to get off the ship in the port.
Oh, you don't. You can have such a great week just being on board.
I did. I was with a group of people, and we got off. We walked around. We went to some shops. We ate some ice cream, you know, and that was good. But I have no clue where we were. I don't remember. I just can't remember where we went, because it was not. That wasn't the ship itself was what grabbed my memory, you know. And it just.
Well, they put so much on them now. They're such great just destinations in themselves when you're on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
You know, we were on the Mardi Gras. Now it's been almost 2 months ago now, and I keep thinking about it. But it was like being on like another world. I mean, you know, of course, COVID and not being able to cruise, and that being the first time we had been on board a cruise ship since. But it was just wonderful, and that was a brand new ship. That was a third sellout. So it was just so much to do and see, and it's such a new style ship.
Well, tell me if I'm wrong, but in my reading that I've been reading, it seems like most cruise ships now have a light fare, a menu. You can ask for that.
Oh, they do. They
Yeah.
do. And
it's
you
called
can.
different things on different ships.
Right, but you can get a
Yeah.
very healthy menu. You can ask for things that are more healthy
Yeah.
than the other choices on
Right.
the menu. You can.
Yeah, you can, and you're still in charge of what you eat. Don't let the people that you're sitting with, you know, talk you into eating something you don't want to eat. Don't let the wait person talk you into eating something you don't want to eat. You know, that you can tell them I want an appetizer size, you know, or cut it in half. I don't want the whole thing. Just bring me half of it, so that you're not tempted by it sitting in front of you. If you're ordering off the menu, if you're on the buffet line, it's a little harder to do that, but because things are usually portioned already and you just pick it up. I don't know with COVID if they still do that or not.
Well, now they're pretty much serving you at the buffets. But I'm not really the buffet eater on a cruise ship. I want to be. I mean, I like
better
being
off
waited
staying
on.
away from
I like
buffets.
being waited on. Okay, so I like going in and sitting down and somebody waiting on me when I'm on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
The portions of food are usually, I think, relatively, you know, I think they're a good size, but of course you can order as much as you want.
Right.
And of course I'm one of those people that knows if you want 3 appetizers, you can get it. You know, of course the appetizer usually doesn't get me in trouble. You know, but it's looking at everything else that you may get, because there's so many options for the entree and what you're going to eat. And then of course you fall right into dessert. Now this time desserts were something that I didn't have a lot of room for, so I didn't eat a lot of them. But the last night they have baked Alaska, and of course I knew I had to have that. And then of course they brought it, and I was so excited, and I took like 3 bites, and I was like, I can't eat no more meal. I'm through.
Yeah.
You know, because I was full. So I didn't force it. But there are a lot of options. There's a lot of healthy choice options. There's a lot of other options on board.
You may have to ask for it, but it's usually there.
Well, I mean, usually on even, I know from experience on Norwegian and Carnival, when they bring the menu at night, there are a lot of different healthy choices already on their menus.
Oh, good.
That you can ask for. You know, a lot of steamed veggies, a lot of things you can ask for. And of course, there's a lot of things on there you don't need to eat, I'm sure, but you know, make a better choice in those items. But
Well,
you know,
sauces and creams will get you in trouble.
well, and that's probably where the soups get me in trouble.
Right. Because the cream soups are just, that's all that
'Cause
cream in there. And
because I'm a
and
soup
that's-
person.
And that's what increases the calories, increases the blood sugar.
The peach soup and the strawberry
it has more
soup.
sodium in it.
Yes,
Yes, right. So,
The peach soup and the strawberry soup probably are not good options for me.
but one thing I've learned, whether it's dessert or rolls or whatever it is, after you've eaten a couple bites of it, you really had the experience of eating that thing. So what I tell my clients is the 3-bite rule. You know, you want something that you know is not healthy for you, but you're on vacation, and part of being on vacation is eating this thing that you always eat on vacation, okay?
Right.
So have it, but, you know, split it with somebody else if you can. If you can't, still eat 3 bites of it, and eat it slowly, you know, and drink water, and then wait 5 minutes before you eat anything else that's sweet or that's a roll, because it gives your brain time to realize that you've had that. You know, and usually I'm satisfied. I've had the 3 bites. It's not going to take me out of fat burn. It's not going to destroy my diet. It's not going to make me sick. But I've had that experience. I can say I ate that on vacation. So I'm not depriving myself of that. So that's one of the things that can help you get through it, is to have it, but just have a little bit of it. And portion sizes are, you here in the United States, when you ask for dessert, you get a pie that's like about that big, right?
Yeah, oh yes.
You get a
Oh,
cake
yes.
that's mile high. You get a bowl of ice cream like that big.
Yep.
But, you know, overseas, it's not that big. Portion sizes are a lot smaller for desserts.
Oh, yes, definitely
Yeah.
for desserts.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the meals. I'm talking about the desserts.
No, because
yeah.
and go to Italy and get pizza in Naples, and when they brought it out, when they brought the pizza to the table, there was 4 of us, and we thought this pizza is for all 4 of us. No,
For one person.
One apiece. Okay, but you're right. When they brought dessert out, it was considerably
Very
smaller.
small, yeah.
It was. It was a lot smaller. It was.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, every time I've traveled overseas, I've noticed the desserts are really much smaller. So it's much easier just to eat a small amount of dessert, because you only get a small amount of dessert.
So that's all you're gonna eat. Well,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So we just have to all remember those healthy rules we've learned.
Yes, steaming the vegetables is better than frying. You know, and you get fried everything now these days. You know,
Oh, yes.
fried perfectly good green bean, and you're going to fry it so that.
Yes, I know.
Or an onion that's a good vegetable, and you fry that, and it takes it from being a healthy vegetable to an unhealthy
Vegetable.
vegetable. And the same thing with meats. You know, how you cook it makes a big difference. All the oils and things you can put on it. And you take a steak. You know, you get a small steak. They put butter on it. Add to the calories
Yes,
and the
they
fat
do.
level.
They do.
You know?
They
So, but the steak, if a steak is good, you don't need anything on it. You know?
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
If you have to put something on it to make it taste good, it's not a good piece of steak.
you're correct about that. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
know, you're right. Exactly.
But it may be that when you go on vacation, you always eat a big steak with butter and mushrooms and all that. That's what you eat on vacation. So you're going to have that, but you don't have to eat 12 ounces. You can eat 4 ounces. And
Well,
be
and
satisfied.
it's also easy to ask for your steak cooked without the butter. Okay, because
And
they
you
will
could-
they
yeah.
will do that. They'll cook it without the butter. So they will.
Yeah,
It's just asking for what you want.
yeah.
That is true. Well, this has been very interesting tonight, learning all the pros and cons we need to look for when we're, you know, when you don't stop to think that it's your sugar that goes up, and then of course that's the downside.
Right.
That's why a couple hours later you feel like the opposite, like you were full. Now you're not. Now you feel like you need something else to eat because your blood sugar.
Blood sugar's gone down, and your body's telling you need more sugar, but you've got plenty of sugar. It's just in your cells, mostly in your fat cells, because that's where they're stored.
Yes, and I have plenty of those I'm storing, okay? You know, I tell people there's one thing I don't have a problem with, and that is retaining fat cells, okay? They love me, okay? They definitely do, you know.
I hear you. I hear you.
You know, and it's not that, I had a Weight Watchers coach years ago in Florida, and she used to say, if you want that her thing was muffins, cupcakes. She said, if you want that cupcake, just go and get it and split it with somebody and just have it. She said, because the first bite is the best bite you're going to have.
That's exactly the 3-bite rule. The first
Yep.
bite, by the 3rd bite, you had that experience.
Yep, that's what she used
Yeah.
to say, you know,
Exactly.
3 bites
She's
in,
exactly right.
You've had that experience.
Well, I don't want people to feel guilty about eating. You know, that's just not a good thing, because you're not going to stick with a diet if you're always feeling guilty about something. I want people to enjoy their food. It's like with Thanksgiving coming up. I said, you really have 3 choices if you're on an eating plan. You're either going to stay in fat burn, you're going to stay exactly on an eating plan, not eat anything you don't want. You know, that's a choice you make, and you can do that. And most of the time, if you tell your family, I'm not going to eat these things because I'm trying to get healthy, they're not going to push you to eat more than you want to eat. That's one choice. Another choice is to stay mostly on plan, but make a few modifications, because the things that you only get to eat at Thanksgiving,
Right.
mashed potatoes, and not
Pecan
mashed
pie.
potatoes, sweet potatoes, pecan pie, things like that,
Yes.
that you only eat and if you're going to eat it, even if you just eat 3 bites of each of those things, might take you out of fat burn, but that's okay. You go back on plan the next day, you'll get back in fat burn in a couple of days. But that would be your second choice, is just to make some modifications, not go hog wild. The third thing is, hey, it's Thanksgiving. It comes once a year. I'm going to eat anything I want, as much as I want to. I know I'm going to feel sick. I know I'm going to get bloated. I know my feet are going to swell up, but it's my choice, okay? And don't feel guilty about it. It's one day out of the whole year, So make that choice and live with that choice and celebrate Thanksgiving. But just remember, it's about Thanksgiving. It's about what you're grateful for. It's not about the food. Even though we make it about the food, make it about the people that you're with. Make it about the blessings you've had during the year instead of about the food. But make the choice to do it, and then don't feel guilty about it. Just next day, get back on plan again. It's one day out of the year. It's not going to.
And I think that's something we all need to learn, especially whether it's Thanksgiving or it's holiday or it's vacation. That we're gonna make choices that we normally wouldn't make, but then we're gonna be back to reality, and we can all get back to where we were. Well, this has been a really good show, Dr. Jean. We're gonna have you back on again and talk about healthy eating and traveling and all the good stuff. So we're going to say goodnight, and we'll be back next week for Travel Talk with Lorie, and we'll have another special guest next week, and join in to see what we're talking about on next week's show to do with travel. Thank you so much. Have a good week.
Pull back the shades on a blue sky, sunny day. Watch all the worries of the world just sail away. An ocean, keep your heart wide open. I'm too busy feeling this free. Hey, 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 come on and celebrate. Hey, 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 it feels so good, go ahead. Hey, 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 don't let a moment slip away. Big time, so let's go. Let's go ahead, open your eyes and free your soul. You picked the perfect time, so let's go, let's go. Taking a breeze with the magic kind of view. All that you need is right in front of you. So much to see, so much to do. I'm too busy feeling